What's up, everybody? It is Sunday, March 29th, 2020. Big news tonight on tonight's podcast. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday. Let's get this going. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! All right. Facebook, are we good? Are you guys? Yep, Facebook's good. There we go. We're on Facebook. Let me check YouTube real quick. YouTube, are you there? Say what's up. Say what's up, YouTube. Are you there, YouTube? Where you at, YouTube? You should be here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. All right, I got you, YouTube. You're there. You're good to go. We're doing this. Here we go. All right. Apologize for the dogs outside. I have a neighbor outside of my office. It's an amazing yard. Like, it is a phenomenal yard. It's a big yard. They have a pool. They have a bar with a barbecue. They have, like, party lights, festival lights hanging throughout. It's a great yard. And they have a giant turtle. Yeah. They have a giant turtle like that just hangs out in their yard. I'm looking at it right now. I would pan the camera over, but I think that's wrong, possibly, to pan the camera over and show. But the dogs right now, you can hear them barking. They're actually barking at the turtle. The turtle and the dogs are playing. It's funny because I'm looking that way, but on my background, the window is that way. This is not real. This is a piece of paper that I hung on there. Just some behind the scenes magic. Anyways, tonight is our hangout, our Sunday night hangout, kind of an open format. I do have a phone number. The phone number just disappeared. Let's see if I can pop it up. No, what is going on? How is this happening? Let's see if we can do that. If that rings it. Where's the number? Where's the number? The number has disappeared. Give me a second, guys. Let me put this number back up on a different way. Gotta redo the whole thing here. Here we go. Sorry. I can give the number. I can say the number. But then it won't be up the whole time. And if you're watching this on a delay, don't call the number. Because if you call the number, you're probably going to wake me up. I do go to bed early. Just a second here. Oh, you guys can see the call in live now because we switched. Save. This is awful. Call in live. That's humongous. All right. Wrong one. There we go. There we go. All right. Give me a second. This is not how I expected tonight to go. Channy, what's up? John, what's up? Tiffany, what's up? D, what's up? How you guys doing tonight? Hold on. Give me a second here. You may see some stuff flashing back and forth. Yeah, just deal with that for a second. Wow, this is embarrassing. So annoying right now that this is going down like this. Here we go. It's because I have my... I should never do this if you're doing a broadcast. Never have your switching button be your space bar, because when you try to type something in like call in live, you're gonna throw that up on the screen immediately. So now we should be good to go. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Only one problem is I'm gonna move it over to this side because I feel boxed in. There we go. So if you would like to call in live, let me just check, make sure the phone lines are open like I'm doing some sophisticated thing. I literally have my cell phone up to the speaker. Call in live. You can call in live. We are live tonight. We're live every time we broadcast this from YouTube and Facebook. Tonight, like I said, informal podcast. I do have some stuff that I want to go over. I've taken some notes of things to talk about, but I do have a couple of exciting things that I wanted to announce tonight. First of all, this is going to sound funny, but this is actually the last night. This is episode 6 of the ELEYD podcast. And this is actually the last episode of the ELEYD podcast. What? Why? Okay, let me just be honest with you. Like, obviously, ELEYD is my name, right? E-L-E-Y is my last name, Eley. D, Danny, right? And there is an accurate acronym for it. It's encouragement, leadership, entertainment, and youth development. Those are kind of some things that I feel like I'm passionate about. Those are things that I feel like are important to me. However, I feel like that I was only naming it the ELEYD podcast because I didn't want to put my name out there as like the Danny Eley show or anything like that, because I felt weird about saying that. But the more and more I've been thinking about it, I don't feel so weird about that. I feel like trapped into that acronym. Like, I feel like I can't talk about other things. I also started this podcast out right as coronavirus really started taking off, and I wanted to have an alternative to the coronavirus news. However, that was when I thought that coronavirus was going to be a thing for a couple weeks, not something like today they announced that it would be until the end of April. So I thought that would be something a little bit different than it's turned out to be. So I thought, like, oh, we can avoid that. But reality is, like, this is a conversation that honestly everybody's dealing with it at this point. So we definitely do need to talk about that. So when you see the live show on Tuesday, it will not be the ELEYD podcast. Wait, you said that the ELEYD podcast was over. Well, the name is over. I'm just going to go make it this a little bit easier and call this the Danny Eley podcast. I think that, even saying that, I feel like I'm a little, I don't even know what the word is, big-headed. Help me out. Help me out, chat. Come on, tell me what I feel like this is. I feel like it's I feel like it's a pride thing that I use my name, Danny Eley. But I'm going to, because it just makes more sense to what this is. This is my show. This is stuff I want to talk about, and I don't want to be confined to those things, even though I am passionate about all those things. So after 6 whole episodes, I'm already changing it up, which you can probably come to expect from me. I am proud that we've gotten 6 episodes. I'm proud that this is week 2 of the podcast, and we've been consistent every single time on making this happen and getting it done. So I am proud of that. But we just need to make I need to make that adjustment. I keep saying we like there's more than one person here. If there was more than one person here, you definitely wouldn't see me typing in call in live 747-444-2827. But if you do want to call in live, if there's anything that you want to talk about, I would love to talk with you. Another announcement that I have coming, and I'm still working on the details of it, so we're probably going to delay it for another week, which would put us like April 6th. My wife and I are looking into doing a morning live show. So like 9 o'clock not every morning, but Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the opposite of this schedule, which is Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We are looking to do a live show together from our living room, and do that throughout the corona epidemic that we currently find ourselves in, COVID-19, all that stuff. So we are looking at doing a live show. We're kind of excited about that. It'll be good to have both of us on. It'll be good for me to have somebody to go back and forth with. But the ELEYD podcast, as it's known today, we'll see next Tuesday. We'll still have the same schedule. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays from 6 to 6:30-ish West Coast time. And we'll do East Coast time, 9 p.m. I don't know why that threw me off there. I was like, wait a second, I need to say East Coast time, because like people in the East Coast don't know how to do the math. or people on the West Coast don't know math. I don't know exactly how that works out. Anyways, I will still be talking about encouragement. I will still be talking about leadership. We are still going to focus Tuesdays for a leadership talk. And don't worry, we are going through the laws of leadership, but I have had some time this week to sift through the first couple chapters. So it won't be like it was last Tuesday where I'm just reading from the book. If I have an issue where I am not able to get to the time to get to reading through and preparing my notes like was last week, then I will just fall back to reading through it because I still think it's important and good to read through. So that is scheduled on Tuesday. Thursday, we're looking at encouragement. Actually, this Thursday we're going to be taking a couple videos, one video, one of my old videos, and I will be doing a live react video to it. I'm unsure currently if it's something that's currently posted on Facebook. Most likely it will be not something that's posted on Facebook or YouTube. It'll be something, a skit or a sketch that we did back in the day, and I will watch it and I will tell you what we were thinking while we were recording it, filming it, doing it, the story around it. We'll watch it together and I will react at the fact that I weighed a lot more then and didn't have any facial hair. I don't say that I have a beard, but I definitely have facial hair. My wife will not let me cut it off. So what's going on in the chats? Who's here? Who's watching now? Channy says, oh no. Not sure what that is too, Channy. Not sure what oh no is too. Monkey. Oh, I know what the oh no is too. Channy is concerned because Channy was in a lot of videos from back in the day, and she's concerned on what I have. Well, guess what? Everyone that lived in my life from 2000 to 2013, I got a lot of stuff I can share. There's a lot of embarrassing videos that I have of every single one of you. Well, we'll just focus on my embarrassing stuff. Channy, I recently this week posted a video of we did a drama team commercial that we aired at our youth church, and it was great. I posted that on TikTok too, by the way, Channy. If you're following me on TikTok, you'll see it. Tonight, one of the most passionate things I'm about is youth development, and I wanted to talk about some stuff that I've been talking about for, I want to say, the last 6 to 9 months. Some stuff that we have been covering with ATAP, I've been talking with our staff about on a regular basis, and it is in the area of youth development. So if you work with kids, you have kids, you are a kid, all of that stuff. This is something that we've had conversations on a regular basis, and it's the 3 things that every kid needs. So I've come up with 3 things, and I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's 100 things that kids need. But what's up? What's up, Sergio? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. There are 3 things in youth development, in working with kids. I have 20 years experience working with kids. I have a lot of experience. Had a lot of success, had some failures, but have had a lot of experience. And so this is 20 years of experience coming at you from me. If you want to call in live, again, the number is 747-444-2827. You can call in and we can take phone calls, take questions, talk about what's been going on. But right now, the 3 things that all kids need, I just want to get into this. This is, again, like I said, I'm kind of babbling. I'm rambling and babbling right now. It's the stuff that I've talked with my staff about, and it's important stuff for working with kids and understanding kids. The first thing kids need is attention, and all the parents said, yup. But it's an internal need. It's more than just something it's more than a want. It's definitely a need that kids have. They definitely need attention. And if they don't get attention, positive attention, then they're going to seek out negative attention. And that's something that I'm always talking with my staff about. I will sit in a meeting with a property manager and they'll tell me, oh, the kids that live here are bad kids. If you didn't know, I work in a nonprofit where we run after-school programs and family resource centers for under-resourced communities all across California, in Arizona, coming up on Nevada and Florida soon. So we're growing, but I will talk with property managers because a lot of times we do our services inside of the apartment complex, and I'll have managers I'll sit down with and they'll say, "Oh, Danny, you don't understand. The kids here are bad kids." And I sit and listen to their input, and I take their input because I need to take their input. But the reality is, there are not bad kids. Like there, yes, there is that one kid that you grew up with that you definitely know is kind of evil. But other than that kid, there are not bad kids. There's kids that are reaching for their um, internal need of attention, and if they don't get that from a positive place, they're gonna seek that out in a negative place. Most of the kids that I work with are middle of the class students, meaning they're not the teacher's pet, but they're not the behavior issues, right? They're not the troublemakers. So to no fault of the teacher in school, they don't get the attention that they need there, and then they come home and maybe they are in a family with multiple kids. A lot of kids we work with live with their grandma or their aunt, um, and they'll come to the center, and there will be a lot of kids in the center, and they will act out because they're seeking that internal desire for attention that every kid needs. And we have to teach kids how to find positive ways to gain attention. We have to give them the tools, because what they're developing now they're going to carry into their life. So when kids are seeking attention, how can we as adults best give them that attention that is going to show them this is the type of attention that I want to get? Not necessarily when you don't have to tell them you're seeking attention right now. You don't have to tell them that, but giving them the attention is sometimes difficult, because as adults, we sometimes will want to focus on activity rather than giving them focus. We want to get them busy with something. Oh, you need attention, or you are craving attention, so let me give you something to do. Let me give you an activity. Let me give you a task. Let me give you a responsibility. When a lot of time, what they really need is just to sit down and talk. And when we talk with them, we got to give them 100%. We got to give them our focus. We got to listen to them and ask them about their reactions, and their thoughts on things that happen. We got to ask them, like, what did you do today? Like, how did that go? When they have issues and they have problems and they come to us and they want help learning problem solving, right? They're not going to say, "Hey, can you help me with this problem I'm having?" They're going to say, you're going to notice something's off, and you're going to say, "Yeah, Jessica, what's going on? You're off today." "Oh, this thing at school happened." Now that's an opportunity to go, "Okay, well, something happened at school. Go deal with it." But really, this young lady is seeking attention at this point. And so it's our opportunity to say, well, what happened? And really listen to them and ask them questions that make them think about their reaction and why they're in this place, why they're thinking this way. What did you think about that? How did that make you feel? And then try not to, and I have a problem with this, try not to interject the solution, right? Help them to come to the solution. So a lot of times I can say, well, you should have done this, this, and this. And that would have, obviously, because you have all this experience in your 12 years of life, that you should already know this. Cause sometimes we think like, oh, well, just do this, this, and this, and you'll be fine. But really what we want to do is try to help kids in problem solving understand where they can solve their own problems. And relating it to other areas, taking it off the current situation and relating it to other areas that might be more beneficial for them understanding that. Going to the comments really quick. You guys are kind of a little bit quiet tonight. That's all right though. So we have to not interject. We have to teach them problem solving and teach them reactions, because once they can understand from their actions the positive attention that they receive, they're going to go after that positive attention. When we praise them for the good deeds that they do, or when we praise them for the effort in trying to do the right thing in class, study hard, and all those things, when we praise them in those are the things that they're going to go, oh, this is giving me that need. They're not going to say it. They're not going to internally say, this is giving me exactly what I need, so I'm going to keep doing this to get it. But that's what their brain is going to do. It's going to say, wow, this feels good that they're proud of me for this. I want to continue that. And we don't have a whole lot of time for that. Honestly, as adults, we only have a small window where we're influential enough in their life where we get to try to encourage that. And that will carry out through their adolescence and through into adulthood too. The second thing that all kids need is they need connection. They need to feel a part. It's really tough sometimes, the situations that we work with at ATAP with the kids. Some of the kids, they don't understand what's going on in the world around them. Maybe they live in foster care, they live with their aunts or uncles, and they don't ever feel connection. So it's important, if you have the opportunity, if you're a parent or you're a youth leader or you're a teacher, to develop a place where they can be connected, where they feel that they're a part. Connection to family, connection to teams, connection to schools, connection to clubs, even pets. If you can get a pet, if you can have a pet, you should have a pet. Connected to their community. When kids feel connected and they develop a positive sense of self pride. They like themselves. I like myself. I like the world I live in. I like the people around me. When they feel connected. When they don't, they never learn that positive sense of self. And of course, the most powerful connection on earth, the strong and human force, is the connection of a parent and child, right? Like, I'm not a parent yet. I can't wait to be a father. It's something I've looked forward to my entire life. When I say that, I don't mean because my wife is pregnant, because she's not yet. We're not there yet. We're getting there. We're not there yet. But when that day comes, I will be incredibly excited for the opportunity to be a father and to sense that, feel that connection, that powerful force of connection between parent and child. It's super important that kids feel connected. So if you're working with kids that don't have a traditional sense of connection, finding ways for them to connect, to feel that connection, to feel that they're a part, to feel that they're important, to feel that this couldn't happen without them, is incredibly important. Now, obviously, it can happen without them, but not in the same way, right? Sometimes it just is making them feel that if we were doing this without you, it would look a whole lot different and wouldn't be as great as it is with you. So the third thing that all kids need, and this kind of ties into connection and attention, is love. Kids need to know that they're loved. Absolutely breaks my heart when I work with kids that don't have that sense of love for whatever reason. And a lot of time it's because situations that they're in, they just don't feel that. And so if you have kids, I would suggest to you today to tell them that you love them, to tell them why you love them, and to regularly communicate your love to them. And of course they're kids, they're going to be like, I know. But like, really, I encourage you to let kids know that they are loved, that they are a part, that they are important, and that they are cared for, and that sense of love, it's amazing. Like, it really is amazing. Like, my parents did a fantastic job raising us. Like, I have 3 biological brothers, 3 adopted brothers, and 2 adopted sisters. My parents did an amazing job with us because I was telling my wife this the other day. It sounds crazy, so go with me for a second. It sounds crazy. There's nothing that I could do. Nothing. I can't think of one scenario that I could do. I could go on a wild drug binge and wind up mass killing like 100 people at a church. Like, I could do like a horrible, awful, heinous act, and I know my parents would be disappointed, but I don't think I can imagine a scenario where they wouldn't love me. Which obviously I would never do something like that, but just knowing and understanding that I have that type of love from them makes it easier for me to accomplish anything. Like, it really does. Like, I'm 38 years old. I still think that when I grow up I can be Batman. But love is an incredible component, and this is something crazy that I noticed. These 3 things I was talking with our staff about on a regular basis: attention, connection, love. 3 things that all kids need. And I started to work about 6 months ago more with our seniors. I've worked with our seniors for a long time, but with our seniors of our apartment communities, started working with them more about 6 months ago. And I started to realize how these 3 things are also 3 things that are super important for our seniors to know. That we do give them attention. That when they talk to me, I'm not distracted on my cell phone. I'm not thinking about what I have to do next. I really try very hard to take time to listen to what they're saying. That they are connected. Like, connection is incredibly important just for the livelihood of an older person, of a senior citizen, somebody that's lived their life. It's crazy because you live your life. You start off with 2 parents, parents. Not everybody has the blessing of 2 parents, but you start off with parents that their job is to protect you and raise you and love you. So you always have those people with you. And then you grow older, and you have your friends around you, you have your teachers, you have your your guides change throughout life, right? And then you get to this point, you grow up, you get married, you have kids of your own, you're working, you're saving for retirement, and then you have this point where you're kind of done with all that. All the societal stuff around you kind of stops. And then you start to feel like, well, what is my place now? And do I have importance now? And unfortunately, in our society, we don't treat seniors the best. We don't treat the elderly the best, and we don't give them the time. And I think that right now, through this COVID-19 pandemic that we're going through, I think when we're not able to be around our elderly, right? Be around the older people in our society, when we need to distance for their safety, we need to distance ourselves from them. I think people are starting to realize just how important that connection is. And so I think more people are calling their elderly parents, or calling their grandparents, or spending time on the phone with them. And I think they're starting to realize how important that is, and how much they want to be with them, not just on a Skype or on a phone call with them. So our elderly, they need attention. They need undivided focus. They need us to listen to what they're saying, and talk with them about how they feel about those things. Some of the greatest conversations I've had in the last 6 months have come when I've just put everything down and been one-on-one with one of our seniors that we work with. They need connection. They need to be connected. There are so many studies and reports out there about not only connected to other seniors, but connected to our community, connected to their community, connected to society. I was talking with a doctor once about blue zones, and there's a few blue zones in the world where people live incredibly long lives, like where they die at very, very old ages. Most of them are in Asia, but there's actually one in California. One of the blue zones is in California, in Yorba Linda, California. Um, but I was talking to him about this, and I said, "What is it? What are they finding? Why are these people living? Is it the food in these areas? Is it?" He says, "Yeah, diet's important. The standard of living is important." But he said the biggest thing that they're finding is the connection that they have to the younger generations, right? And I have one of my favorite. I treasure this picture so much. It was my friend good John, my good friend John Dewar, who lived in National City, and he was an amazing guy. Lived this incredible life. He's since passed away, but it's this picture of him, and he's a Scottish man from Scotland, and he's sitting in this room teaching kids on Valentine's Day, teaching kids how to make empanadas, and he's teaching a group of Hispanic and African American kids how to make empanadas on Valentine's Day from a Spanish. I'm like, dude, this picture is everything. I absolutely love that picture of my friend John. One of my very good friends in the entire world is my buddy Maury, and he's incredibly special to me. And it is so important that we connect to our seniors, connect to our elders. It's so important for them to have that connection with us, and then also to show that love. So I look at the youth need that, and the elderly need that. As adults, is that something that we have a need for too? And I can say yes. But most of us have found different ways to find it, right? Like love is, we'll spend time looking for love, finding love, connecting in love, a connection. There seems to always be this drive for people to feel connected, whether it's through a sports team or through a work or group of people, right? There's always this drive for connection, and then attention. Like it doesn't seem like attention because we don't drive the idea of attention, but we definitely are also seeking attention. We're also seeking people to validate us, to say that we're doing a good job, to say that we're doing right. And it's not for everybody. I mean, it's not everyone. It's not everyone the same. Some people are looking at that from their group of friends. Some people are looking to that from their spouse. Some people are looking at that from their kids. Some people are looking at that from their kids' friends' parents. But we all need that validation and that attention, that connection, and that love. So that's one of the things I've been talking about a lot with my staff. I wanted to bring that to you, part of the youth development component of this podcast. And I hope you enjoyed that. Comments, let me know what's going on. We got a few people in the comments on both ends. Let me know what's going on. I don't think anybody's calling in today. I don't think that's happening. So let's take that away. Bam, gone, out of there. But again, I want to thank everyone that was here. I want to thank you that commented. I love doing this podcast. I love I actually am starting to get messages, private messages about this. And I love being a resource to everyone and being helpful to everyone. If you have show suggestions or ideas or topics that I could talk about, let me know. I am excited about the potential of starting a morning show with my wife, potentially start date of April 6th. I will say one more thing before we go. I am a little sad today. I know I don't look it. I look pretty happy today. I am happy. I'm ultimately always happy, but I am a little, maybe sad isn't the right word, maybe disappointed is a better word, because today is March 29th, and I am supposed to be, not anymore, but supposed to be getting on a plane tomorrow the trip got canceled. But my wife and I were anticipating flying out March 30th, and we were going to spend a day in Vienna, Austria, and then we were going to fly to the country of Macedonia. And I've been to Macedonia once in 2013, 2003, so 17 years ago. It's my very first missions trip overseas. We were going with my good friend Ed and Gayla Bole, who are missionaries over that region for the Pentecostal Church of God. My wife and I were going to go, and we were going to be participating in a leadership development conference, and my specific focus was on youth. Part of what I'm talking about you today was part of what I was going to talk about with the conference that we were going to be at. But obviously, because of COVID-19, that got canceled, and so it is a little disappointing. I was excited to see my friends. However, we are going to be changing, rearranging, rescheduling. That's the right word that I'm looking for. Rescheduling the flight. We'll be going, we don't know yet. We gotta wait for this thing to figure out. And we're gonna go to Macedonia. We're super stoked about that. The whole trip's been paid for. We have the money for it. It's really, really exciting to be able to return there. So if you guys can pray for us, because we are both a little bit down that was supposed to happen tomorrow and now we're not going. It's sad. It's sad. But we are excited for the opportunity that we will get to go, and I will get to return to Macedonia. This is not the first time I've tried to go back to Macedonia. I've actually tried about 3 times to go. This was the furthest I got because flights were booked, and then we had to cancel them. So I definitely feel like there's something on the other side of that, because there's been so many attempts to make it happen that have fallen through. So I am really, really, really looking forward to that opportunity when it comes. And so if you guys can just be praying for us, because we're a little bummed. Tomorrow at 3 is when we were supposed to take off on our flight. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. I am going to be going, oh man. I'm going to be a little Debbie Downer tomorrow, I promise, for like an hour. But we will go. And I can't wait to go. I'm super excited. Like the filmmaker in me is super excited to go and get the footage. I'm super excited to take my wife on her first missions trip overseas. I am trying to take my wife to all the places that I've been. So I started with Macedonia, then the next was the Philippines, then the next was Ghana. So I'm hoping to take her on all those trips, so that I have memories with her at all of those places. So yeah, if you guys can be thinking about us and just send a prayer, because I don't know, maybe you don't have to pray for us, but just, it's kind of sucks. Anyways, I am so excited that you were here tonight. I hope that I brought you value, and I will be back Tuesday night, 6 p.m. on the Danny Ely Show. Talk to you then.